Assalamu alaikum everybody. Welcome to my channel if you're watching. That's great. Today I just felt like I'm gonna record my recipe because I cook literally like twice a week, you know, 3 times a week, sometimes depends, and I just felt like I might as well just record it so you guys can see how I cook it. And today I'm making chicken white korma, obviously spice pack because I'm not that advanced yet. Inshallah very soon. So yeah, I just, as you can see, I already prepared a few things. So what you do is really easy. You just kind of follow the recipe on the box with few little tweaks, because obviously my husband is Pakistani, so he tells me little tweaks that make it better. Obviously recipes are from his mum as well, so I usually follow this, but I make like few adjustments sometimes when I feel like it would taste a little better, or when my husband suggests something to me. So yeah, so today I'm making chicken white korma. So what you basically do, you just get the chicken. We have mix with bone and boneless because we like a bit of more meat and just kind of flavor from the bones. We have roughly 2.5 3 kgs, because what I do is I have a baby as well, so it gets a bit, for me, a bit difficult to cook every day. So what I do is I cook bigger portions and then I freeze some portions in the freezer. And then when we feel like to have a little treat or have some nice curry or something, then I just take out the box from the freezer and voila, dinner served. So yeah, so I did the chicken. I cut it into a few pieces. I left it quite big. I don't like, well, we don't like small pieces of chicken in the curry, because then I like the chicken to be very tender. So when you just kind of touch it with the naan, it just kind of breaks off, so that's how we like it. Don't have to fight with the bones to get it off. So that's why I like bigger pieces, because then it doesn't dissolve, and it's easy to kind of like measure, okay, how many pieces of chicken do you want? Do you want 2 pieces or 1 piece? So it's kind of like just easier that way. So the recipe calls for, you basically marinate the chicken, you put the spice pack, the powder in with some garlic and ginger paste according to the measurements. Since I'm doing about 2.5 to 3 kg, obviously I kind of doubled and a half everything. And the only thing I didn't do was, they say that to grind the chili. Here you need to green chili paste, right? Yeah, that would be way too spicy for me. So what we normally do is I just throw a whole chilies in the curry, so you still get the flavor from the chilies, but it's not as hot or spicy. And then if my husband likes it, he can just take that chili out and just eat it with his curry, and I kind of just leave it in the pot for him, so I don't eat the chilies there. So yeah, so you just marinate it as per directions here without the chili. A few onions. I've got large onions, so according to size medium, just use your common sense, and you kind of say, okay, I've got a large onion, so that will be kind of like 1.5 medium. So you just calculate it by then. Some almonds at the end, obviously. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the curry a little bit before I finish cooking, just so they can get a bit softer, not so crispy. Yogurt. With the yogurt, just advice there, do not use bio yogurt for cooking, especially if you're in UK, because bio yogurts, once they're heated up in some sort of cooking or curry, they turn into something very bad for your tummy, and then your tummy bacteria, your digestion will just not go right, and you might have some health problems probably. So try not to use any bio yogurt with any live bacteria, just a normal yogurt. So I choose Greek yogurt. What I do is I whisk it before I use it, leave it out in room temperature for some time, and whisk it with a little bit of water so it gets a bit runnier, because Greek style obviously is quite thick. but it's still kind of creamy and nice. So yep. And obviously your lemon here. I will see how much juice there is. As 4 tablespoons. I might have to use 1 more lemon. We'll see how that goes, but that goes at the end. So that's it for now. So I'm marinating the chicken. I'm gonna cut the onions in my huge pot, which you'll see soon. Start frying it, and in the meantime, yeah, I'm going to feed my baby, and then I'll be back with the progress. All right. All right, guys. That's the next step. All those onions are cut. Literally, my eyes are crying so much. It is painful. But alhamdulillah, I'm so grateful for this little cutter. If you guys don't have it, you need to get it. Okay, it's just like it's very old. I've been literally using it all the time, staying from carrots and all these kind of things. But believe me, it's a great help, crazy great help. Especially when you're cutting loads of onions like I do. We like loads of onions in our food because it gives it a flavor and it's also healthy. Gives it a nice thick gravy without having to add any like corn starches and things like that. So it really works well. So yeah, it's a lot of onion, mashallah, a lot of onion. So you need to make sure you put like a good amount of oil, because obviously you don't want the onions to be like just sauteed, you know, soft and glossy. You actually need them a bit brown and kind of crispy-ish, because then you have to grind it with the yogurt, and it needs to give the curry a bit of a color as well. So that's where the onions come in. So make sure you don't burn it, but then put good amount of oil so you know for the amount of onions, and so it gets nice and brown and crispy, not burnt, which happened to me in the past many times, believe me. But yeah, you learn as I do. So yeah, so next step would be to put them to fry, and then obviously from the spice pack, if you ever had one of these, you have to take them out, cool them down a bit, then you mix them up, grind it in the yogurt, the amount of yogurt that you measure yourself up for the recipe. In the meantime, the chicken, once it's done kind of marinated, you just kind of did it first. So I'll do onions now. Once they're fried, I take them out. I can put the chicken in straight away because it's been marinated for like over half an hour now, so that's good enough. Yeah, so you fry the chicken with a bit of the garlic ginger paste and the spices. Give them a bit of fry. In the meantime, you can do the onions and the yogurt, and then once the chicken is, I would say, half done or more than half done, fried nicely, not too crispy though. You just want a kind of bit of a golden, a few little here and there, a few little like fried bits on a few sides, but not too fried, because obviously you don't want it to go hard, and you want the curry and the yogurt paste to kind of get into the chicken as well to make it juicy and soft. So yeah, but then remember, don't put the yogurt in there too early, because the more you cook yogurt, on high heat especially, or even medium high, what could happen is it will curd, then you will end up with these little very unattractive like lumps of yogurt. You know how if you heat up yogurt, it will just go a bit, or like a bad milk, it just does not look very nice, although it's not expired, but it just does not look very appetizing. You want it to be like nice and creamy and soft, and smooth, and so yeah, always make sure you don't overheat the yogurt. So make sure that whatever you cook in, if it's meat or vegetables or whatever you cook in, make sure it's almost cooked halfway. I would say a little bit more than halfway, so then you can just let it simmer nicely, slowly on very low heat, so you don't destroy the texture of the curry, of the end result. So anyway, I'm gonna put this to fry, and yeah, I will continue in a bit. Okay, so next step is done. Onions are fried, as you can see. They're nicely golden and crispy. So yeah, if you wanted to use it as a garnish or like a sprinkle on top, like when you're making plow, or even on top of biryani, or like a garnish, I suggest that once it's fried and you're taking it out, you spread it on like some sheet or something, like a piece of paper or towel, like a paper towel, and spread it. Okay, otherwise it's gonna get into this one big lump and you won't be able to like garnish it nicely. But if you just grind in it, it's fine. You can just put it in a bowl, like it doesn't really matter because you're gonna grind it anyway. But yeah, if you want to use it as a garnish, you need to make sure that straight from the hot oil, you need to spread it out nicely so it dries nicely crispy and white. And our chicken is in, so it's frying, and once the heat builds up and it starts to fry nicely, then you stir it obviously a few times. And yeah, then in the meantime we're going to grind the onions and the yogurt, and then we're gonna add it to it. Okay you guys, so I forgot to show you what it looked like grinded yogurt and onions, but as you can imagine from this leftover, quite thick, like a hummus type of texture and color. You see these little onions there, you know, it's pretty fine, finely grinded. I mean, there's still little tiny bits of onions, but don't worry about it too much because they're gonna dissolve anyway. So you want it kind of like this color and consistency, you know, you can't really tell the consistency, but yeah, it's like a hummus consistency. Yes. And so I added it on into the curry already, so it kind of gives you this sort of thick, see, like this is it, this is the texture. Can you see? Yeah. Ooh, that's nice. That's what you're looking for in that yogurt. So I'll lower down the flame. The chicken was pretty, let's say 50% cooked. So yeah, this is the texture you're looking for. Okay, so now I'm just gonna mix it in properly, nicely, and leave it to simmer on low. I'm probably going to add a bit of the chopped almonds in already now, so they get nice and soft and chewy, and you can like have them, you know, with the curry instead of just as a garnish. I'm gonna add a few little almonds here now while it's simmering, and I'm gonna add the green chilies. And yeah, so I'm gonna add the almonds and the green chilies now. Let it simmer until the chicken is fully cooked, and then by the recipe I'm supposed to add the lemon at the end, so see how that's gonna go. But yeah, so I'm gonna add the, like I said, chili and almonds now. Let it simmer until the chicken is fully cooked, and yeah, that's it. So I added the green chilies whole, like I said, and a bit of the almonds, so about this much, and I'm gonna stir it and let it to simmer for a bit. So this is the end result. It's finished. So during the cooking process I added some milk because it was a bit too thick, so now it's nice and creamy. Added the almonds, then on the suggestion of my husband I added the I added some cashew nuts as well, chopped cashew nuts. And when it was finished and cooked, then I added some lemon juice and sprinkled a bit of almond on top. So this is what it looks like now. Looks yummy. Hopefully, inshallah, it will taste good. Alright, that's it. Enjoy.